So let's take a look at how both of those programs work. So the first one is the FEDED, it's Financial Advisor Training Program. And what this does is this gives you the, for some reason my screen's not operating properly, I apologize. The FEDED program gives you the knowledge, tools, and support you need to work with federal employees. And then also we have seminar programs that are available to be licensed to help you educate federal employees to build relationships with them and hopefully earn their trust and the opportunity to do business with them. So let's start first with our FEDED program. The FEDED program is designed to typically be a 2-day hands-on program, but you know, when things change and the world moves another direction, we have decided to start offering this class virtually. Once things get back to where they're kind of back to normal, if you will, we'll also offer them in person. I think a lot of people prefer that format. I actually prefer it myself because I get to interact with the advisors, which to me is a lot more fun. But that having been said, you know, for the present time, we're offering this as a virtual program for 3 days, 4 hours a day. Now, the program starts with a pre-study guide. This pre-study guide, what we try to do is get this out to you about 2 weeks in advance of the class. That's the reason why we typically will close the class for registration about 2 weeks in advance. We want to give you the opportunity to be able to review the materials that you'll need to come into the class so that you're prepared for it. Much like if you took an exam for your insurance license or securities license, oftentimes they will send you a study guide in advance so that you're prepared and you come in for the different concepts to be expanded upon. Then what we would do in this particular case is we have a classroom workbook. This will be a 2-up of all the slides that we'll go over, and where appropriate we'll have the materials expanded to a full page and charts. And then we also have different exercises that we take you through so that you really understand how exactly the process works, and so that it's, you know, it's kind of like if you remember back maybe in high school or college where you would take a class and then you could figure out that you could actually do it on a calculator much quicker, but you knew the basic concepts. And so that's the way this works. And so we do have a calculator that we'll talk about a little bit later on. And what will happen with these particular books, the classroom and the marketing book, it'll come to you about 2 days before the class so that you'll have an opportunity to have that there and ready and be prepared when the class starts. We'll also help you with our marketing program. This is kind of one of the things that really differentiate us from anyone in this particular space. Most people are in the business of trying to sell you a fish or feed you a fish, and where we're in the business of teaching you how to fish. I've been in the financial services industry this month. Matter of fact, almost tomorrow will mark my 31st year in the business. And at 32nd year in the business, I take that back. And so what I've determined over that period of time is that most people, advisors, want to have control over their marketing. And so that's the reason why we set up the business model that we did, so that we can teach you how to identify, locate, and communicate with federal employees in the federal market space. So we go and take you through and find you different ways to create organic lists for the purposes of prospecting directly to federal employees. In some cases, you'll be able to find home information, so you can prospect them to them at home for the purposes of doing a business analysis, or you may be able to prospect them at their place of business to do the analysis as well. And I said business analysis is actually analysis of their retirement and their benefits. Or we also teach you how to prospect directly to federal agencies. We also teach you how to become a federal contractor so that you can have the right to go in and bid and be vetted by the federal government, and you know, use that as a methodology to show that you've been, if you will, vetted by the government to be able to go in and offer these programs. So this is, and then the hybrid of that would be to do maybe something along the lines of an off-site meeting where you would invite them to come in to an off-site location, like maybe a library or some public facility, to offer them some type of benefits training. In addition to that, we also have marketing materials available. Some of these materials come for free as a result of coming through the class. Other materials are available for purchase. and those can be purchased through our online website. At the conclusion of this class, everyone that signed up or even registered for the class will get a copy of this recording, and then we'll also send out a link to our online store so you can look at our different offerings that we have available. In addition to that, we also make postcards available. These can be ordered in quantities of up of 500. What we do on that is we simply print the cards and send them to you. If you want us to put in, if you want us to mail merge the address and to do the postage, we can do that. We require at least 1,000 pieces, and that would be a separate price that we would set up and negotiate. We can talk about that on a sidebar if you're interested in that, but it covers all the different ways to prospect to them, you know, to do a benefits analysis, to do join us at an offsite, to try to get on-site with the various federal agencies. We also provide you with a software tool. This is from a company called Ready Retire Solutions. Since the inception of our firm, we have partnered with Ready Retire Solutions to be able to provide this software. I think it's a critical part of the training program. It's, again, another differentiator. Nobody else gives you this type of software. And it allows you to do an analysis on the federal employee benefits. If you were to go out and purchase this on a street value, you're probably looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of north of $600. And so in our particular case, we get a discount, and we include this as a part of the program because we think it's so critical. We offer the training on this separately, and the support comes from the vendor, but it does give you a comprehensive, and it really gives you kind of an attraction to the federal employee to sit down with you because you're going to provide them something meaningful, and it's also something that you can use and update over the years as you work with the federal employees. But this does come as a part of the program. The digital resource guide, these are about 85 different forms that you're going to use in the course of working with federal employees. These are designed to give you kind of a leg up on your learning curve with federal employees, and to help you if you need to take a deeper dive on some of these programs. Some of these things have changed, particularly some of the documents as they relate to the TSP. The TSP has gone now to a form wizard that only the federal employee can access, and part of the reason for that is they had a pretty high, like a 50% NIGO, not in good order rate, and so they have forced fields now, so you can't necessarily submit the forms for the federal employee. They have to do it, but certainly you can do it with their help. But again, this comes to you as a part of the class. What we do in the digital virtual world, we send it to you as a zip file that you can use and unzip and download. We also give you the ability to test your knowledge. It's an online exam. This is 75 questions. Currently, because if we do it virtual, we can't offer CE credits except for CFP. When we start offering it in person, there are other states that we have that are available, and you can go to our website at FEBAdvocates.com and you can look at what those states are. So we'll advertise those when we start doing it live again. But again, it's a 75 question exam. You have 2 hours to take it. If you successfully complete it, we send you a certificate that says that you have been completed the FEDED Advisor Training Program. One of the questions we get is, you know, is this a designation? No, it's not a designation. And as a matter of fact, the federal government doesn't recognize any designations in this area, nor does FINRA. FINRA does not review, nor do they approve any designations. So if you've been told that by other organizations, it's simply not true. And so from that standpoint, what we try to give you is a clear and positive program outcome by providing you the knowledge, tools, and support that you need to be successful in the federal space. So this is a comprehensive program. As I mentioned, we have 12 hours of CFP credits. You get the pre-study guide, the classroom workbook, the digital resource guide, the Ready Retire Solutions, and the online training. Now, the cost of the class is $16.95. Let me back up for just a second and talk about the Ready Retire Solutions software. They also have an upgradable version that would allow you to also look at state defined benefit plans. So every state in the United States, so if you're working with teachers in the state of Texas or state of California, they have the software that covers those various retirement programs. Now that is an upgrade, and that's something that you would discuss with Ready Retire Solutions. So at this point, what we're going to do, Nick, is we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines and see if, at this point, if anyone has any questions specifically about the FEDED Advisor Training Program.